Are you serious? Are you serious? The situation is worse than we thought. Kim Jong-un fired 4 missiles now near Japan. He fired them into the sea near Japan. This is unbelievable. You talk about testing the United States and testing Japan. That's exactly what Kim Jong-un is doing. Matter of fact, the reports are this: North Korea fired these 4 ballistic missiles. All 4 of them are capable of even reaching the U.S. mainland if he wanted them to. He fired those early this morning, 3 of which landed in Japan's exclusive economic zone. Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said the latest in a series of provocative tests by North Korea. These are multiple ballistic missiles. They were launched from North Korea's border with China. They flew 1,000 kilometers. South Korean military officials said without providing the number of missiles, South Korea and the United States are currently conducting a close-up analysis regarding further information. And South Korea's Office of Joint Chiefs of Staff said in a statement, Acting President Hwang Kyo-ahn convened a national security meeting. South Korea's presidential office said in a text message. Japan's officials described the launches as grave threat and said they lodged strong protest with nuclear-armed North Korea. The launches are clearly in violation of Security Council resolutions, folks. It is extremely dangerous action. And according to Abe, Prime Minister of Japan, he said this during telling lawmakers in Parliament. Now, there's been no reports of damage to the shipping or aircraft had it been received since the launches. But folks, 3 out of these 4 missiles landed not just toward Japan, in Japanese waters, in the commercial shipping zone. I mean, this is getting beyond ugly. It is getting serious. These are acts of war. Now, the United States military did not immediately comment, but U.S. officials are speaking on condition of anonymity, said the United States also detected apparent launch activity in North Korea, but declined to offer any details. Folks, the United States military, the U.S. Navy, Donald Trump, the President of the United States, and his Joint Chief of Staff, they are in meetings discussing what in the world to do about this. Remember, Japanese President Shinzo Abe came here, spent 3 days, went to Mar-a-Lago, played golf with the president, had dinner. President Obama told him, said, I got your back. Well, this is being tested now by North Korea. North Korea has threatened to take strong retaliatory measures after South Korea and the United States began their annual joint military drills last week on Wednesday. They were testing their defensive readiness against possible aggression from North Korea, and North Korea is being aggressive. Now, North Korea criticized the annual drills, calling them preparation for war against it. But they're not. They're preparing how to deal with a loose cannon in Kim Jong-un. This guy is literally a loose cannon on deck. Folks, seriously. Last year, North Korea fired a long-range rocket and put an object into orbit. The launch was condemned by the United Nations for violating resolutions that ban the use of missile technology. North Korea tests a new type of missile known there in the area last month, and they said it will continue to launch this new strategic weapon. Not only are they doing this, but folks, these weapons can fly high, vigorously into the sky, off the ground, as long as the United States and the puppet regime are going ahead with their nuclear threat to us and their exercise for invasion of war against the North, said North Korea's newspapers. So they're justifying what they're doing. They're saying as long as the United States and South Korea are performing military operations in the South China Sea, that they're going to fire and test these missiles, and they don't care what anybody says. And for them to fire 4 of these toward Japan, 3 of them landing in the industrial zone. This is the closest they've hit yet. It's a significant provocation. And they're putting Japan's president, he's got to be wondering what in the world should he do. Shinzo Abe has got to be wondering what in the world should he do. He's the prime minister of Japan. I mean, does he, you don't want to do a preemptive strike on them. You got China sitting up here. But are you going to sit and wait till you're hit? And maybe that's what he has to do. I don't know. I mean, it's a difficult situation. So, it wasn't just one rocket. Of course, we knew he fired one last night, but he's fired 4 this morning. It's getting very, very intense out there. So we're going to keep a close eye on it. Please pray. We do not need a war in the South Pacific. With China, with these new islands and all of their abilities, I mean, they'll come to North Korea's, at some point, they would come to the aid of North Korea. You can know this. This is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous time. And the last thing we need is Chuck Schumer threatening Donald Trump that the intelligence agency can come against him 6 ways, twice Sunday if he doesn't get a clue. I mean, that's just threats to the President of the United States. In a time when we're in such a volatile time with ISIS and all the things going on around the world, it's just really, it's sad. But pray for America, but pray for Japan as well. We're living in the last days. I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. Certainly, the Bible said nation would rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Matthew 24. And we are seeing it right here, right now. And these are the last days. Give your life to Jesus Christ. He's coming soon.